how the board is going to proceed to select the next supervisor or the temporary supervisor for about 18 months. That's my understanding of what's going to happen this Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then, once the procedure is set up, and the little bit that I got sent to me for Richard and 15,000 other people, is that they're going to have an open forum where people that are signing up to be interviewed for the vote by the board, they have to submit resumes or whatever to the board, and then they're going to have an open meeting where all these people are going to be interviewed. That's my understanding at this point, but that's not cut in stone. That's up to the board to take place this Saturday. Whatever procedures they put in place, that's their business and that's what they get to do. If they get deadlocked, and it's a 3-3 tie on whoever that's going to be the replacement is, then there is the potential that it's going to fall in 45 days. It gets sent to the county clerk. The clerk is going to send an election day, and in talking to the county clerk, my understanding is going to be August, if there is no determination by the Plymouth Township Board of Trustees. It's going to fall to this committee and the members from Plymouth Township on this committee to determine who the Republican candidate is going to be that's going to be on the ballot.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
it falls to the entire body of this committee,
No.
not just the Plymouth Township.
That was just the Plymouth Township members. That's what Dawson told me.
Really?
If we can't reach a consensus, then it goes to the full committee.
Oh. Okay. And how many Plymouth Township members do we have on this committee?
Right now, 4 that I know of. It's Bob, Jerry, and I. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there is a potential I might be submitting my name to go in front of this, but I have to clear. I'm under contract with about 6 different groups. I got to clear those contracts. If I can't clear those contracts, then I won't be submitting. If I submit my name, I'll withdraw. You'll have 3 members. Okay. Now, then once we determine, and the same thing is going to happen on the Democratic side. The Democrats can also select a candidate to go on the ballot. Independents, anybody that runs as an independent has to submit their information to the county clerk. And then, so you can have 3 candidates on the board. I don't know how they determine who the independent candidate is going to be. I have no idea.
They don't let them all on the ballot?
No.
They just somehow pick one?
That's my understanding. And that's what the county clerk said. I said, how do you determine that? And
The clerk
he
couldn't
didn't-
answer the question?
No, couldn't answer the question. So I've got 2 attorneys checking on it. They're in the political realm to figure out how that gets done.
You ran that by Doster? To see what
Not
he
yet.
can say?
I'm going to. I got to call it.
For those who don't know, Eric Doster is the legal counsel for the Michigan Republican Party.
So it could come down to the committee, and again, if the committee can't, if the 3 people from Plymouth Township can't reach consensus, then it goes to the full committee.
And what we're really
As I
hoping
understand
for-
at this particular point.
And what we're really hoping for is the board decides on their own.
Yes.
And this is a moot point.
Yes. But if I don't alert the committee now, then I would be in error. And of course, I'm
Sure.
already getting questions as it is, especially some people wearing blue shirts call me this weekend, want to know what the process was. But then I got some others calling me. So, and that's information I have so far. As I get more information, and I plan on having a meeting with Eric, I'll go to Lansing and sit down with Eric and say, okay, this needs to be an open and fair process. And the process that I would like to put forth, if we get to that point, would be we would have candidate interviews, open to everybody, the public, I don't care who it is, open it up to everybody to have interviews, and then make the determination the same evening. Okay, but an open vote, no behind the door seat. Okay? But I will reduce all this to paper as we get closer, and I'll have the legal opinions from the different attorneys as I get them, so that we know that we're on good solid ground, and that we do it in a fair process. Okay.
Now, we know we've already got one announced candidate.
Yes.
Because it's been publicly stated that Heisey is interested in resigning his position on the State House to be supervisor.
Yes.
But there's several other names being floated out there as potential candidates that
Yes.
haven't committed.
Chuck is one. Heisey made it abundantly clear to the world
Yeah. Which, if we're playing this hypothetical game, if for some strange reason, the way the whole thing goes down, Kurt Heisey gets the spot, then what happens is the governor calls a special election to fill that state house seat for the remainder of the term, which he just got elected.
Right.
So just in case you know, that would be the domino that would take place.
That happened in 1991.
It's happened here before.
Yes.
1991,
Yes.
some woman from Northville got elected state rep as a result of that special election. Forgot her name, Goss or something like that.
Goss. Then the other issue is, and the other candidate, one of the other candidates also isn't announced yet, but is Shannon Price. And if Shannon is the selected candidate, then we have to determine a replacement for him on the Wayne County Commission. And it's my understanding the Wayne County Commission will replace that person with a Republican that's selected by us.
Yeah, I hope you're right about that, if it turns out that way. I
Well,
don't, as
I
I
think
warned
we
you
can-
on the phone,
yeah.
I am leery of a county commission that is 13 Democrats and right now 2 Republicans. And whether they would actually take a Republican to fill a Republican seat or not, I guess depends on
Well,
the relationship with that board.
They can throw it to an election too, from what I understand.
In 1991, Maurice Breen moved over there.
Pardon me?
In 1991, Maurice Breen
Yes.
moved from Township Supervisor
Yep.
to County Commissioner, and there was no election.
Yeah, I know. But the county commission can't vote to throw it to an election. I mean, they have a lot of options. But again, that's another issue. If that in fact happens, then at that point in time, I'll have to do more contacting with my buddy Doster, and I'll get a legal opinion so that we all know exactly how to do it. Okay. Any questions on that?
Yeah, the only thing Shannon Price, from my understanding, has said publicly, and I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks, so I don't know, is that he wanted to see how the meeting went on Saturday, and then he would make his determination whether he was putting his hat in the ring or not. But the assumption is that he's going to, so.
Well, yeah, and again, there are probably people out there that we haven't even heard of yet. We know Shannon, we know Chuck, we know Heisey. Right now, I'll be very frank, I doubt that I'm going to be able to, I have one contract that I'm having issues with. If I can't get that contract broke, or they won't let me withdraw, then I have to withdraw my name. At this point, yeah, my name's on that vote.
You were, maybe you want to share with the committee, or maybe you don't, what you told me on the phone of the reason why you were interested in throwing your name in, because you
Yes.
weren't planning on running for reelection.
That's correct.
If they were to appoint you.
My issue is this, if I was put in that particular position, I would not run for reelection, or run for election. It would just be to stabilize the township government until we get everything in place and get it fixed. At least put it on a road in that direction. And then when everybody can run and beat themselves to death or go out and do whatever they want, run for office. And it gives, to me, it would give everybody a fair shot at taking a look at candidates that were out there. Because everybody would have to run. But I will not run. I'm too damn old for it. I ain't running.
And as a backstory, you're a former township police chief.
Yeah.
Up until what, when did you retire, 97?
Yeah. Heck, doing your homework.
Xcop97 at
Well, that's
your
true.
email address
Yeah,
gives
okay.
it away.
Okay.
I'm smart, I'm not that smart.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, that is my only motivation, and I have received a lot of phone calls to get into that position, because I will not run for office. That is not my ballpark. So, but that's, if I can show it, it depends on negotiating one more contract.
You going to the meeting Saturday?
Yes. All right, any other questions? If you do develop any questions, because it might fall on us, don't hesitate to get them to me so that I can get those questions resolved. Because first and foremost, above everything else, if it falls in our ballpark, my God, with the controversy that's going on in Plymouth Township now, I want this to be an absolute fair process.
I don't know if you want to take questions from the floor, but I'm seeing a hand raised.
I know this is probably out of order, but
Do what?
I have a suggestion. Since there's a lot of close relationships and it's going to be hard to I think if they have a fair election, even it's going to be hard to have you guys appoint them. I think what you ought to do is take a poll of the township delegates.
Township what?
The township delegates. I think you ought to look at the township delegates, take all the township delegates and let them, sort of an advisory vote. I just think that would be a fair way of doing it. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it's just an idea.
Thank you.
Because there's some people that have very close connections to some of these candidates on this board. And that would be the fair way of doing it.
Anybody in here, Mr. Zantock, that doesn't have a close connection to something. Thank you. All right, any other suggestions? All right, moving on. Website and social media.